Up the Pies!
G'day guys, Nate here. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I didn't watch the grand final live yesterday. Sorry, just my personal life. I can do whatever I want. When I say I'm not interested in a grand final, I mean it. I just didn't have a hair or an ounce of shit to give for this grand final. I did watch the full replay, and full credit goes to the Brisbane Lions for going back to back, smoking Geelong late third quarter and all of that final quarter as well. 47-point winners. I'll touch on this game a little bit later, summarise the game, and just a few other talking points. Pies AFLW, the Copeland Trophy, and off-season updates for Collingwood. But in regards to my day yesterday, I just went to the aquarium. I just, when I, and it's not because I'm bitter or upset or anything like that. It's just two successful teams. Don't get me wrong. Brisbane, Geelong, two of the best teams in the 21st century, two of the best teams currently, the modern era, whatever you want to call it, however you want to spin it. Brisbane, 5 premierships in the 21st century, the most premierships in the 21st century. Geelong making grand finals, Brisbane making grand finals again, going on a run again. It's basically an expectation for Brisbane and Geelong to make grand finals as opposed to the other 16 teams. It's hope, it's a dream. It's everything you build towards to get to the grand final. And for Brisbane and Geelong, it's just another year for them. That's where we're at. And for me, at least, not because we lost to Brisbane, but just I didn't care for this grand final. I had people asking me to hang out with them and go to the pub and whatnot. Not for me. This was just the grand final was not for me. Yeah, I just sorry if I'm a fake footy fan or you're not a real footy fan for doing that, but it is what it is. I did get home, watch the replay. I didn't, and I probably won't check Fox Footy's version of it. They did a delayed broadcast of it. They commentated live, and it wasn't uploaded until 6 p.m. on Fox Footy. I did check the replay on Seven Mates, and Brisbane, again, far too good. 47-point winners, deserving back-to-back winners. But for me, at least, there's 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. I've got better things to do in my life. Sorry to say that, but it is what it is. I'm not going to be Stephen May and say, oh, we should have smoked Geelong here, or we should have beaten Brisbane in the prelim and yada, yada, yada. None of that thought or anything like that came to my mind on Collingwood. This is fully on Brisbane, well deserving. Again, I'll say it again, well deserving premiers. I'll just go over the summary of this game. Again, Brisbane 47-point winners, 18-14, 122 to Geelong, 11-9, 75. Even split at halftime. Now, my personal opinion watching this game was I think the 2023 grand final was better, more free flowing compared to this game here. It was only free flowing once the game was out of control, once Brisbane got the ascendancy. The 2023 grand final, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Collingwood supporter. Again, more free flowing, better to watch, I think, as a neutral supporter. I know they didn't get what they wanted with Collingwood winning, but so be it. Other grand finals, 2012, underrated. 05, 06 are probably the upper echelon for modern grand finals and how close they were. 06 probably better compared to 05, even though 05 was the Leo Barry mark and Sydney breaking their 72-year drought. We haven't had a lot of grand finals that end up in close ones, especially without involving Collingwood. 09, wet weather, close contest there. 02, another wet weather, close contest as well. 2016, for the most part, was close. Dogs kicking away in the final quarter, breaking a 62-year drought. But of the last 30 years, 15 grand finals have been decided by 40 points or more. So a lot of blowouts in that time. Underrated close ones and whatever, but just very few and far between in my lifetime. Brisbane going back to back, second time as well. Will Ashcroft, Norm Smith medalist. Can't fault that. McCluggage, Zach Bailey, Harris Andrews, Charlie Cameron, Lockie Neal for a half. Super sub, probably the best performance as a sub ever. Thankfully, the sub rule is going to be gone once and for all. Chris Scott, I agree with him with the sub rule, hopefully abandoned or abolished, but he was dead wrong in the context of his press conference in regards to managing Jeremy Cameron. Just a dead wrong decision right there. Jasper Fletcher, Dane Zorko, all in the best there, just from my perspective. And Darcy Gardner, underrated performance, got to mention him here. Also winning his first premiership alongside McInerney, Bruce Reville, and all the other youngsters as well. And yeah, just on Brisbane, back-to-back premiers. Don't expect them to fall off a cliff or anything like that. Their list demographic and player profiles are set up to have them in the mix on top of the ladder for years to come. The Ashcroft brothers, Jasper Fletcher, Logan Morris, Ty Gallup, Sam Marshall, Dan Annable, expect to be top 5, top 10 in the upcoming draft, Academy player for Brisbane. Add in Oscar Allen if he's over his knee problems, Sam Draper if he's over his Achilles problems, Berry and Hipwood not playing this grand final, and you add one of Coleman or Duday in the back line if they can get over their injuries, then they are just going to be even better in 2026. Chris Fagan has set up a dynasty side, and they're going to continue this push and juggernaut for years to come. I guess in hindsight, we did stop a three-peat. We stopped a four-peat against Richmond. We've stopped a three-peat against Brisbane. You'll see the comments, and I guess the debate or topic would be, if Will Ashcroft played the 2023 grand final, would they be a three-peat side right now? I'm seeing comments already about how Will Ashcroft clears Nick Dacos after winning his second Norm Smith medal. Fuck off, okay? I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. It's just people, being trolls and baiting and whatnot. It shouldn't be a debate. They're two great players. I'm sick of seeing this Will Ashcroft clears Nick Dacos or anyone clears Nick Dacos rhetoric. If I say Will Ashcroft clears Nasiah, is that going to lead to a topic of discussion or debate? No, because it's a stupid point to make. So, two great players. Let's celebrate Brisbane going back to back. Let's celebrate Will Ashcroft for the player he is. Mr. September, youngster with plenty more accomplishments to come in his career. Let's not shit on Nick Dacos. Why do people need to bring up Nick Dacos when he wasn't even involved in this grand final? I don't know. That's just my 2 cents just on this game. And I guess for Geelong, 9-game win streak comes to an end. In that 9-game win streak, by the way, they hadn't lost a game by under 5 goals. So they came into this grand final, 9-game win streak, dominating opponents. And when the going got tough, when the pressure rose, when the heat was applied, they melted. For Geelong in this grand final, if there was anyone that I thought was best on for Geelong, it was probably Lawson Humphreys, and it was probably by default. His kicking efficiency was pretty good, but guys like Max Holmes and Bailey Smith, you could tell just couldn't have their usual impact, or they weren't their usual self in this game. A lot of okay performances by Geelong players, but they needed players to step out or stand out in this game. Ollie Dempsey, 4 goals, a couple of junk time goals. He kicked the first goal in this grand final, so if anyone won money off that, congratulations to them. But guys like Dangerfield, Jeremy Cameron, Sam De Koning just couldn't make an impact for the entire game. And another interesting stat as well. Again, I mentioned earlier about grand finals being decided by 40 points or more. It's also telling as well, these teams that get flogged in grand finals, they can't make an impact or they can't redeem themselves the following year. So since 1995, 40 plus point losses in grand finals, teams have failed to win a final the following season. Some teams make finals, but they just can't win. Sydney being the closest, finishing top 4 in 2015, and then getting knocked out in straight sets. So possible for Geelong, the last team to win a final having been beaten by 40 plus points in the previous year's grand final was, ironically, Geelong, 1994, losing to West Coast. They made the grand final the following year, 1995, and they got flogged even more. So if you're a hate watcher of Geelong, you could be in for a decent year in 2026, but I expect Geelong to bounce back. It's going to be a massive test for Chris Scott. Just like Brisbane, they're going to hit the trade period, free agency, they're going to include or add players in. Can't see anyone surprisingly leave Geelong or anything major like that, unless there's off-season indiscretions, but that's all I'll watch this space. That's for Geelong. That's just my thoughts and summary on the grand final, just keynotes and whatnot. I'm not going to be a Stephen May and be bitter and say, oh, we should have smoked them or yada, yada, yada. Brisbane, best team in it. Geelong, the second best team in it. And we are just a tier below them. And I did notice as well, my last video had a decent uptick after the grand final, areas of improvement. A lot of comments. Thank you guys for being involved in that video. Yeah, it's what can we do to be better? How can we challenge Geelong? And most importantly, can we challenge Brisbane again? And can we knock them off their perch again? I'm going to circle back to Collingwood because, hey, 2025 grand final, you get in there and you make it about Collingwood. And I'm going to discuss some Collingwood topics here. The AFLW, my goodness, Friday night, Whitten Oval against the Western Bulldogs. Collingwood got smoked. 57-point loss, Bulldogs 10-5-65, defeating Collingwood 1-2-8. It's AFLW, expect low scores and whatnot. And surprisingly, it wasn't the worst performance on Friday. Melbourne destroying Gold Coast by 87 points, 93-6. And that's 6 behinds, not one straight 6. 6 behinds for Gold Coast there. But in this game here against the Bulldogs, minus 71 in disposals, minus 33 in contested possessions, doubled. The Dogs doubled clearances, the inside 50 count. They won the marks. They controlled the footy. A lot of basic turnovers, and the turnovers weren't a massive discrepancy in this game. But my goodness, Collingwood made a lot of basic unforced errors, basic turnovers. Dogs were able to pounce. They applied the pressure, even though we won the tackle count plus 33, 95 tackles. That's by default. When you don't have the footy, you need a tackle, and we did that at least. Carly Ramos, the only player I thought can hold her head up high in this game. Ash Centra, debut year, she was solid, but everyone else, even Benici, couldn't get involved in this game. Everyone else, you're either injured or you just stunk it up. And hopefully Collingwood bounces back next week. I'm going to display the remaining fixtures. West Coast over there next week. It's on a Sunday. A lot of Sunday games to round out the season. St Kilda and Moorabbin 2 weeks' time. Richmond at Vic Park. I might attend that game. Gold Coast up there, and then they finish the season. Floating fixture against Brisbane, another top 8 side. So it is possible we could win 3, maybe 4 games before Brisbane to round out the season and could somehow get back into it. But I did say in my last video, if we beat the Bulldogs, we get ourselves back into the top 8 or finals mix. We got smashed against the Bulldogs, and we're now in 16th as of this recording. So likely means we won't play finals. Can we salvage something from the AFLW season? We'll find out. But if you're still watching footy, if you still want to watch footy, the AFLW rounds out October and also November. Just speaking of off-season updates, I'm going to display some key dates for Collingwood here for the next month or so. The Collingwood Best and Fairest, or the Copeland Trophy, that's October 3rd, so this coming Friday. The free agency period starts on Friday, goes until next Friday, so October 3rd to October 10th. The trade period starts October 6th, ends on the Wednesday, October 15th. That's the massive live trade radio stuff and whatnot. And then the national draft, November 19th to November 20th. And that's a good timing as well because the Ashes start November 21st. So expect my last upload for the official season, or maybe even the year, could be November 20, November 21st. Just going over the draft period. I will continue uploading videos in the off season, particularly for the trade period, opinion videos, topic videos, you name it. Leave your comments as well, what you want me to talk about in the off season. I'm also going to display my predictions for the upcoming Best and Fairest or Copeland Trophy. It might seem controversial, but I will explain. The Copeland Trophy or our Best and Fairest, I think more of a safe bet for Nick Dacos to win. I think he goes back to back here. Jamie Elliott could be a close second, career best year, 60 goals. He'll also win the Gordon Coventry Award for the leading goal kicker. That's obvious there. That's not opinion. That's fact. Uh, Third place, Josh Dacos. I've got him there. Fourth and fifth, I was tossing and turning on this one. I'll go Still Sidebottom over Darcy Cameron for fourth and fifth. I think Still Sidebottom had a tremendous start to the year, and I think that's the reason why he stays in the top 5. The Darren Mullane Memorial Award, Best Clubman, I think will go to Braden Maynard. No real logic behind it. I just think Braden Maynard gets the nod here. Jamie Elliott wins the leading goal kicker award, Gordon Commentary Award. Gavin Brown Award, Best Defensive Pressure. I think should go to Ned Long. He was top 5 in the league for pressure acts. It could go to Lockie Schultz overall, but he missed quite a few games. So I'm going to go Ned Long here. And he'll also win the Harry Collier Trophy for Best Young Player. And the Jack Hellier Trophy for EFL Best Clubman, I think, goes towards Sam Glover. I'm not too sure where the live stream's going to be or when it's going to be, but if there's any updates on it, I'll let you guys know. Expect, again, a few more uploads and videos during the trade period or free agency as well. Also next week, some opinion videos. Just an update as well, and I should have had this at the start, but at the end of season review, player and team analysis, I will record that on Saturday, so 6 days from now. The reason for that is I'm going over the script and the stats for each player and the team, and it's going to be very detailed, very thorough. So it's going to take a bit of time. I do apologize. I expected this to be done today. So this video is going to be an update, just providing the reason for that. But if anything major happens to me during the week, I'll let you guys know and I'll push it out. I am also, or I've done part 1 recording with Andreas at Black and White United, just a team season review, and I'll be involved on this channel in the coming days, just discussing our season review and overall, I guess, future and what to expect going forward. But that's all. I'll watch this space. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Besides that, I'll leave you guys all to it. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Please be well. Please be safe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Up the Pies.
Up the Pies!